Hey everybody, it's Christiana. It is Fiber at 4. I'm fixing the mic cord because I can't see the screen. So today we are celebrating National Trivia Day, and I've got the camera backwards, so if I start going the wrong way, you'll know why. I wanted to make sure you guys could read the screen behind me. So I am flying solo for the first few minutes while I'm waiting for Mary Ann. So while we are waiting, I am going to show you guys that I am living up to my New Year's resolution of finishing projects. So the first one I want to show, this is hat number 2 of the Ginger Snap hat. So this is stranded color work. Hey Mom! So that is hat number 2, and eventually I will do hat number 3, but it's kind of on the back burner right now. I also finished my snowman from the snowman class. Hey Nancy! And this yarn right here is a wonderful hand spun that one of my students gave me, so thanks Carly. So that's number 2. And then I also finished my Garnet Ghost cowl. So this is the kit from Polka Dot Sheep, and this is knit in the round. It has beads, and it uses the Kitchener stitch to sew it shut. And I have the ugly part of my Kitchener stitch tucked inside. So that is what I have finished this week. So I am living up to my New Year's resolution so far. So today I thought I'd do something different, shake it up a little bit, and we're going to be celebrating National Trivia Day. So I did a little research and found some fun questions for us to all answer together. So I'll go ahead and hit next slide on my computer. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Alrighty, there's a little bit of glare on the screen, so I'll go ahead and read the question to you guys. So my first question has to do with a breed of sheep that you can, of course, make yarn from. What color predominantly are blue-faced Leicester sheep? So answer A is brown, answer B is black, and answer C is white. And bonus points if you know what color they carry a recessive gene for. So while you guys are messaging in your answers, I will go ahead and show some blue-faced Leicester products that we have here at the shop. So the first one I've got, I just want to make sure that the spinners know I'm not forgetting you guys. We have got a blue-faced Leicester Roving by Greenwood Fiber. Okay, so Karis is brown. So this braid is 4 ounces, and it is 100% blue-faced Leicester. I pulled the purple, of course, because I love purple, but also because this was the color right on top. So this is $22.99 for a 4-ounce braid, and that is 100% blue-faced Leicester. Okay, Nancy's saying white. And so $22.95, and it's by Greenwood Fiberworks, who also does the amazing Yakety Yak yarn. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Kara. So that is 100% blue-faced Leicester. We've got this in other colors as well. We also have actually a yarn called blue-faced Leicester. This is from Juniper Moon Farm. So this is the same company that does the Moonshine, Summer Solstice, and a couple others. So blue-faced Leicester, this is a DK weight yarn, and it is 100% blue-faced Leicester. So these skeins have 202 yards in them, and they are $19.99. And I pulled 5 colors tonight to show you guys to kind of coincide with some of the colors I have on the screen behind me. So this is cerulean, and it is a lovely, I'd call it kind of a grayish blue. And then, of course, I pulled a couple of neutral colors. So I have got Smoke, which is this lovely lighter color. I'm holding it upside down. There we go. And then this is Graphite. So it's a charcoal gray, not quite black, but almost dark enough to be considered a black. And then this is Juniper. Very nice green. And, of course, I pulled purple. So that is Concord. Concord Grape, and honestly I think these colors together would make a lovely color work sweater. Or you could even just go one color with the neutral. I really do like that green. It's kind of bluey, but not like, it's not like a blue green. It's just a little green that's a little bit more on the blue side. So again, that is $19.99 for 100% Blue Face Luster and hand wash. So this is not something you'd want to put in the washing machine. And 202 yards, and it is a DK weight yarn. Okay, so Brenda says white, Kara says brown, and Nancy says white. So I'll move on to the next slide. So the answer is, and I'm sorry you guys can't read that, it's kind of small. The Blue Face Luster is predominantly white. So most of the sheep you will find are white colored. However, they have a recessive trait for black fleece. So that can produce natural colored offspring. So your tans and your browns. And aren't those little lambs cute? Oh my gosh, I had to put that picture in there because they're so adorable. But if you guys have time, I highly recommend looking up the different breeds of sheep online, doing a little bit of research to see where your yarn comes from. I was reading about the Blue Face Luster that they have a higher micron count, which means their fleece is thicker, and it's known for its luster. It has kind of a bit of a sheen to it. And this Blue Face Luster was actually a crossbreed between two different types of sheep back in the 1700s. So that's what I found out online, and it's really fascinating figuring out where all this stuff comes from. So if you have the time, I highly recommend looking up some of these different sheep breeds and just reading about them. So next question, and I'm kind of thinking I should have used a darker font for this. So question number 2, what is the most common type of dye used in yarn manufacturing? So answer A is fiber reactive dyes, B is acid dyes, and C is ink-based dyes. So while you guys message in your answers to me, I will show you some of my favorite hand-dyed products because, you know, we're talking about different kinds of dye. So my first favorite hand-dyed product is this Apothecary yarn, and I will explain why I pulled this a little later when I show you the answer. So Apothecary, this is her 70-30 merino silk yarn, so it's 70% merino, 30% silk. It is fingering weight, and this is fantastic for shawls. It is, Nancy says acid dyes, okay. It's fantastic for shawls. It has great drape, and the silk gives it just a little bit of a sheen to it. So this yarn is fantastic to work with. I've done a couple shawls with it, and it is great. So Brenda is also saying acid dyes. So this color is called Blustery, and this is very dark. I would kind of call it fall tones, some reds and tans, purples and blues in that guy. Kara is saying acid dyes also. This color is called Demeter's Lament, and it is a very deep, dark, purpley color. Has a little bit of red to it, so it's more of a tonal than a solid. This is wonderful. Trust me, your camera's not doing this color justice. And this is called A Welcome Breeze, and we've had this color before, but I was communicating with Apothecary, and she said that this batch actually turned out a little bit brighter than the last one. So you may have purchased this in the past and it had kind of a white base to it, whereas this is a little bit more blue. And I love this color. I love how the blue came out on this. So this is 436 yards, and it is $38, and that is a fingering weight yarn. We also have the Apothecary Halo Lace, and this is 74% Surrey alpaca and 20% silk. This is a lace weight, so this would be great to work with on its own or held double with another yarn. And there are 327 yards in here, and these are also $38. Oh dear, your font keeps changing languages. Technology is making our lives easier. I keep reminding myself about that every day. So this is Demeter's Lament also, so it's the companion to the fingering weight yarn. And then this guy is one of her newer colors. This is called Rugged, And honestly, I think this would look great with kind of like a held double with a creamy white yarn. I love the reds and the blues in here and that tiny bit of kind of bronze color. And then this guy is called Enchanted, and this is really pretty. It's the creamy white base with purples and pinks and grays in it. So again, that's 327 yards of lace weight and 74% Surrey alpaca and 20% silk. So that is the Apothecary lace weight. And then Apothecary also does roving. And I love her braids. They're so cool looking. So we have currently only one type of her roving in stock, and this is the Rambou lace. That's another breed of sheep. And this is $27, and I believe it's another 4-ounce braid. This color's called Dusk in the Fen, and I love the greens, the blues, and the grays in there. Such a great color combination. So that's $27 for about 4-ounce braid of roving for all you wonderful spinners out there. So that is the Apothecary, and then of course we have our own favorite from right here in Longmont, Theodora's Pearls Oxynometer, dyed by Jennifer Miller. And this guy is, I pulled the fingering weight tonight, so this is 100% bamboo. There are about 400 yards in here, and hand wash, of course. Well, Jennifer says that you can just kind of spritz it and block it out. So this color is called Thistle, and one of the things Jennifer is really known for, and I'm not there we go. She does these little bloops of color in there, little splashes of color. So you've got the base, and then you've got these fun colors in there. So Thistle is kind of a silvery lavender base with some greens and magentas throughout. Excuse me. So bamboo is fantastic for shawls because of the drape. It's really good for spring and summertime when the weather's starting to get warm, but you can wear it year round. You just kind of have to layer it up a little bit. So that is Thistle. And then of course I pulled purple. Sorry, I have the camera turned around in a different direction than I normally have, so everything's a little backwards to me. So this color is called Lavender. And again, it's not a solid, it is definitely a tonal, so there is a little bit of color variation in there. And then Electric Violet, which is a super, super dark, wonderful bluish purple. So these guys are $34. They are fingering weight, and there are 400 yards per hank. And I also pulled a couple of the kits to show you guys. We've got the oxynometer available in 2 skein and 3 skein kits. So 3 skein kits come with the Bamboo Wraps book. So this is book number 2. And there are 2 patterns in this book that you can use your 3 skeins of yarn for. So the 3 skein kits are $124.99. So you get the full oxynometer kits with the book. And then we've got the 2 skein kits. And these are $74.99, and you get 2 skeins, and this is the Briley colorway. I think it's actually called Route 66 is its proper name, but we call it the Briley colorway. And when you purchase the kit, you get a free Ravelry download of either the Front Range Shawl by Donnie, which is the knit shawl, or the Flatiron Shawl by Andy, which is the crocheted shawl. So now that we've had a chance to kind of look at question number 2, so again, what is the most common type of dye used in yarn manufacturing? Is it A, fiber reactive dyes, B, acid dyes, or C, ink-based dyes? So let's move on to the next slide. Hey, Cheryl, do you have a guess?
Acid dyes.
Acid dyes? Okay. So Cheryl's saying acid dyes. Here's the answer. It's kind of a trick question. Well, it is completely dependent on the type of fiber being dyed. Acid dyes are the most used type of dye in manufacturing, which is why we pulled the Apothecary. Apothecary uses eco-friendly acid dyes. So acid dyes, it doesn't necessarily mean it is something corrosive. It can be something from nature, such as plants, flowers. You can use Kool-Aid to dye yarn. It's a pH thing, yeah.
Thing.
Exactly, like Cheryl said, in case you didn't hear that. It's a pH thing and not a toxicity thing. Now, the second part to the answer is, however, Fiber reactive dyes are used for dyeing plant-based fibers such as bamboo. Fiber reactive dyes are also referred to as cold water dyes as they do not require high temperatures to set the dye into the fiber. So the axonometer utilizes a fiber reactive dye. So yay! Good job to everyone who got that right. So next question. I love trivia. I'm having fun. Why does needle felting work? So I know that this has kind of a long answer to it, so go ahead and just message me just with like a quick Reader's Digest version of the answer for this question. So while we are messaging one another, I pulled some felting items to show you all tonight. Everything I'm showing you here tonight is on the Fiber at 4 shopping part of the website, so you would click on shop and then Fiber at 4. I want to say it's the top row furthest choice to the right when you go to the shopping category. So first guy I want to show you tonight, and this guy is so cute. This is the Going Gnome Gnome of the Year kit for 2022, and it is this cute gnome kind of cuddling some robin's eggs. Sorry, I'm trying to hold that so it doesn't get any shine on it. So this kit contains the natural wool batting, red and green wool batting, the flesh tone, the curly locks for his cute little beard, brown and blue wool, so for the eggs in the nest, 2 felting needles, and the detailed instructions. They are calling this a confident beginner kit, so if you have some needle felting, that would be great. This guy is $31.99, so he comes with all the wool, 2 felting needles, and very detailed instructions. And the gnome is approximately 4 inches tall, and I mean, that is so cute. Sorry. I'm so used to the camera being a certain way, so I'm kind of going a little backwards here. So again, he is $31.99, and that is the Gnome of the Year for 2022, which hard to believe we're already in 2022. So another company that we carry for the felting kits is called Feather Felts. And these kits, I pulled the penguin for tonight because I love penguins. Water and agitation opens the fibers, causing the felt. That is correct, Nancy, for if you're felting a knit or crochet project. So we're talking about needle felting here. So if you know the answer, let me know. So the Feather Felts kits are really cool, and I'm going to try and open this guy up without ripping the box. So these kits come with very detailed instructions. They come with all the wool and the felting needles. It looks like this guy comes with 4 needles, and it comes in this neat little kind of test tube thingy to keep them safe. And the Feather Felts kits, unless they say otherwise, they do come with the felting surface, so your little block of foam in there. So I just pulled the penguin tonight because I love penguins. But Feather Felts has also, I think we have a blue whale, we've got a polar bear, we've got 3 little gnomes. And so if the kit says Feather Felts and then the kit name, it does come with the foam. If it doesn't have the foam in it, it does say without foam, so that's pretty clearly marked on the website. And the penguin is $17.99, so you get the felt, or the wool, the felting surface, so your foam, and then the 3 to 4 felting needles in that cute little test tube guy. And they don't say how tall the penguin is when you're done with it. It depends on how much you felt him. And the microfibers wrap together when punched with needles. I like that answer. That's a good answer. So that is Feather Felts, and they are based out of the United Kingdom. So this company is based out of Scotland, so also in the UK. This is the Crafty Kit Company, and we've got a bunch of kits from them too, but I pulled Mr. Mole because I thought Mr. Mole was adorable. So Mr. Mole is rated easy peasy, so he is an easy kit. neglected to mention the penguin. I believe the penguin is also a beginner kit. Oh, yep, it says right here, beginner. So Mr. Mole is a beginner kit, and he comes with, bye Cheryl. He comes with the needles, the felt, the instructions, and you also get the fun glass eyes and the little wire to make his glasses. And it looks like this also comes with a felting surface to do that on. And this guy is $29.99, and they're saying that his finished size is approximately 20 centimeters. Isn't he adorable? I think he's so cute. I don't know if he comes with his little newspaper or not, but you could probably fold up a little paper and put it in his arms. And yeah, oh, he's so cute. Then also too, we carry the wool pets. We've got some of the brooches still left over. I didn't pull them tonight, but I did pull the little felting kits. So first I've got the ladybugs and bumblebees. Sorry, I'm getting used to the camera being at a different angle. So the wool pets kits are really cool because on top they say the skill level. So this is easy. So this would be your beginner kit. And these guys come with all the wool, very clear instructions, and 2 felting needles, but you would need a felting surface for one of these guys. And they come in these cute little containers, which you can keep your supplies in, or this is also a great gifting idea. You can just wrap it up or maybe pull the label off and gift it to whomever. So these guys are $24.99. That's the ladybugs and the bumblebees. Then I also pulled an intermediate kit, and this is the sock monkey. So the ranking system, the skill level is depending on how much shaping you have to do. So with the ladybugs and the bumblebees, it's very minimal shaping, whereas the sock monkey, you're kind of doing a little bit more sculpting with the wool to get the legs and the arms and his little nose and his hat. So these guys are $24.99. The sock monkey makes 1 to 2 sock monkeys, and then the ladybug and bumblebee kit makes 3 to 6. And those are so cute. And these are only 2 of the wool pets kits we have. We also have mermaids and turtles, llamas, all kinds of animals. I actually did see a giraffe over there too. So even I don't know what all is over there. So we do have the individual needles for sale. We also have some kits for sale. I did not put them on the Fiberette 4 shopping category, but they are available on the shopping page under the felting and embroidery category. I did pull tonight though this pen style needle felting tool, and this guy is $14.99, and what makes him so cool is you could put in 1 needle. You can put up to 3 needles in here. So it's great for detail work. It's also great if you have a larger surface that you want to felt. So you can add more needles to it. Plus, I like the pen style. It's easier to grip than just the single needle if you have a harder time grabbing something that's a little bit skinnier. This is just like holding your normal pen. So he is $14.99, and comes with the pen style tool and 3 felting needles there. And then this is an oldie but a goodie. We haven't had this guy in a while, but we just brought it back in. This is the Colonial needle felting tool, and this particular tool holds anywhere from 1 to 6 needles, and it helps if you have a large area to felt. So if you're doing like a picture or a larger felted animal, this is a great tool. So it's this wooden knob in here, and it does come with 3 needles, but it will hold up to 6. So this guy is $24.99, and it does have instructions inside about how to load the tool and unload the tool, and it's a really good size. I'd say it's probably about the same size as like a drawer pull. So that would be the Colonial needle felting tool. There we go. So that's $24.99. I also pulled these guys over tonight. So when you're felting, you need a surface to felt into. So what we recommend is a foam surface. So like the Feather Felts kit comes with its own foam, but the Wool Pets kits do not. So we have it in two different sizes. We've got a small size and a large size. A lot of people prefer the smaller ones just because it keeps everything in a more condensed area. Thank you to whoever sent me the heart. That's so cute. So we've got the smaller guys and the larger guys. So $6.99, $9.99. And when you're felting, you need a softer surface to do this into because you don't want to break the needle. You don't want the needle to bend. So by having this nice, thick, soft surface to work into, your needles will felt the wool but not break or bend. So I highly recommend that. And for those of you who haven't tried it yet, I recommend trying needle felting. It is a lot of fun, and it's basically like sculpting with wool. It's really, really fun. So I've gotten a couple answers to the questions, so let me go ahead. And Marianne's at the computer now too, so she's going to help me answer your questions and comments. So let's move on to the answer for question number 3. Alrighty, I should have used a darker font. So a felting needle has small barbs in the end that, when stabbed through wool, catch on the scales of the fiber and push them together. The more and more you stab, the more the fibers mat together, slowly turning the wool into solid felt. So it's a combination of the barbs on the needles, the action of actually stabbing the wool, and the fibers of the wool itself catching on one another. So it's kind of a 3-step process there. So that's why needle felting works. So moving on to question number 4. Oh, darn, can't really see the question. Hey, Marianne, can I borrow you for a sec?
Sure.
Can you help me move the camera just a little bit closer to the TV, because you can almost kind of sort of but not really see what's going on here. So sorry if you get a little seasick. Marianne's moving the camera closer. Alrighty. Let's see here. Oops, there's my face. Okay, here we go. There, that's better. So, knitters, what does this symbol mean? Does this mean cast on, bind off, or yarn over? So, you guys tell me. So, I'm going to move this back just a little bit. So, for this guy, so this is a very commonly used symbol in lace knitting. So I have brought over this Building with Lace book. This guy is $24.95, and it is an amazing resource for lace knitting. So you've got everything from just basic general information, like putting in your beads, and if you choose to use beads, of course, and hooks and needles that you might use. It has a great breakdown of different abbreviations and that you use. And Mom says yo. Okay, so I'm assuming that means yarn over. And this has the lace basics in here. And let me show you too. So you've got, and I'm covering up the answer there. So you've got the charts, and then what the charts will end up looking like when you're done knitting them. So let me show you. Oh, that's cute. I love it. There we go. So you've got cables and lace combined. You know, Nancy, I actually, when I crochet, I don't like using charts. I prefer to use the written one, but use the chart as kind of a crutch. So if I lose my place, I can find it easier on the chart and then carry it over to the written word. But when I'm knitting, I prefer to use charts, whether it's the lace work or cables or color work. Well, obviously color work, you have to use a chart. But no, I totally understand. When I'm crocheting, I do not like using charts. And, oh, here's a good one. So here's sorry, there's the chart, and then there's what it looks like when it's all worked up. So that is the Building with Lace book. It's $24.95, and basically what it teaches you is all the different lace patterns, and then you can create samplers of blankets or scarves or shawls, and yeah, it's a really cool book. Okay, so did any other knitters chime in and tell me what this symbol means? I've got one answer so far. Dara and Nancy, okay. Hey, don't give away the answer, Mary Ann.
I'm not giving away the answer. Oh, I did.
You did. So, well, there's the answer. This is, and I'm sorry you guys can't read it. Ugh, I should have used darker, bolder font. I'm actually very proud of myself. This is the first time I've used PowerPoint since I was in college, so I'm very impressed with myself. So this is the universal symbol for yarn over, utilized in charts for lace knitting projects. And just as a side note, symbols and charts for knitting are meant to emulate the actual appearance of this type of stitch. For example, a knit on right side stitch is indicated with a plain white square. This represents the stitch being smooth on the front of your work, and conversely, the purl on right side stitch is demarked as a white square with a solid black dot in the center to represent the purl stitch, creating a bump. I actually learned this from Fiberside Chats with Melissa Leitman. She told us that the actual chart symbol used is supposed to represent how the stitch looks in your work. That's why the purl is a bump, the knit stitch is just flat, because that's how it looks in your work. So my last question for tonight, this is for the crocheters, if you guys can see this. Let's see here. There we go. So your turn, crocheters. What does this symbol mean? Is it A, a bobble, B, a shell, or C, a chain 3 picot? And Marianne, if you don't mind, would you mind moving the camera back again? I kind of feel a little awkward here. I'm so close to the camera. So sorry, we're going to be moving again.
And look, she's sideways.
I'm not sideways. It's giving me an error message, Marianne. There we go. Okay, so that stitch, if you guys want to chime in, if there are any crocheters watching, I know what it means. So while we are messaging about that, we just brought in this wonderful new book. I have a copy of this myself. This is Melissa Leitman's Indispensable Stitch Collection for Crocheters. So Nancy has no idea. Okay. So this is great if you want to design your own scarves, your own, or any projects in general. What I really recommend is, if you want to try out a new stitch, try making a pot holder or washcloth first. And that's a great way to determine if you like a stitch or not. So you're not committed to a full huge project, just a little square. But let me show you some of the stitches that Melissa has in here. So we've got shells, and she actually has some wonderful color work and crocheted cable stitches in here. For those of you who are crocheters, if you haven't tried crocheted cables, again, it's something I really recommend. It is a lot of fun. So let me find the cables. So I've got another answer, chain 3 picot, question mark. So this is one that I was actually fiddling around with myself, is this, oops, this guy right here. So this one. I have the camera turned around a different direction so that that's readable, and I'm not used to it. Yeah, I want to show this guy right here. So that is a super fun crocheted cable. I love the way crocheted cables look. Again, you want to really watch your tension, because as with knitting, crocheted cables can kind of pull your work in a bit. So yeah, this is a fantastic book. It's a fantastic reference book. So it's not a project book. This is most definitely a reference book. And she even has crochet techniques in the back of the book, definitions, symbols, and this is just a wonderful, wonderful reference book. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a huge Melissa Leitman fan, but it's a really good crochet book. And we just got it in, and Marianne, your hand's covering the price. Your other hand. It is $24.99, and we've got that available in person and on the website. So I'm not sure if it's really worth it to change the slide, seeing as I don't think anybody can read it, but I'm going to change it anyway. So this symbol, this is a chain 3 picot. So whoever said chain 3 picot question mark was correct. So the chain 3 picot is typically used as a finishing technique. What it is you do a stitch and then you chain 3 and then slip stitch into the first chain, and it creates kind of a point. So I've got a project here that I recently finished, so I could show you what a picot looks like. So it's this guy right here, and it creates kind of either a loop or a spike depending on the look that you're going for. So it is specifically a finishing technique. So, and before we go tonight, I forgot that I pulled a sweater over from the Blue-Faced Leicester to show you guys. So let me bring her over here. So this is a great example of what you can do with the Blue-Faced Leicester. So this is a DK weight again. My friend Melissa Leitman again, she is the designer for the Juniper Moon Farms yarns this year. So this was a Melissa Leitman sweater that we received from the manufacturer. And isn't that beautiful?
Gorgeous.
And I'll have to make a new tag for it. I forget the name of the pattern. We had to reblock the sweater when we got it in because it shifted shape and when it was shipping. The back looks almost exactly the same. So we misplaced the tag, so I'll have to make a new one and find the pattern name for that. But this is a great example of what you can do with the Blue-Faced Leicester yarn. So I felt kind of silly for forgetting that because I pulled it off the wall to share with you all. So, okay, so Marianne's looking for the pattern name right now. If you want to just look up Blue-Faced Leicester on Ravelry, you should be able to find the pattern there. So while Marianne is looking for the name of the pattern, or you can look up Melissa Leitman. I think she's got all the patterns listed there. We've got a couple things coming up. So our sample sale is still going on. We've got a few samples left here in the shops. So those are available either online or in person. Our semi-annual sale is still going on. So we've got items at the front of the shop and kind of towards the back too. They are all on the website at the semi-annual sale shopping category, which I think is shopping page, first one on the left, first choice on the left. And then on Tuesday at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, we have our second Meet the Teacher gathering over Zoom. That is a free event, but you do have to sign up for it, so we can send you the link for the Zoom meeting on a Tuesday, so that's I want to say the 11th. At 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. We have updated the class listing on the website. We do have a couple of things that we haven't hatched out yet, but they will be updated on the website as soon as we get them all scheduled and everything. Marianne's still looking for the pattern name, so I will just shamelessly plug that we do have a Learn to Crochet class coming up this Thursday. It meets from 6 to 8 o'clock. There's still some seats available in there.
Nora.
What?
Nora.
Nora. Is that really?
N-O-R-H.
N-O-A-H. Okay, so the sweater's called Nora. N-O-R-A-H. So the sweater that I just showed you is called Nora, and it is on Ravelry. You can find it either by looking up the name, or you can find all the Juniper Moon patterns and by searching for Melissa Leitman on Ravelry. And that is all we have for you guys tonight. So thank you for celebrating National Trivia Day with me. I had a lot of fun doing this, finding things to question you guys on and share with you all. So thanks for joining us. And let's see here. You'll be able to ask the teachers questions. Oh, that is an excellent question. Yeah, we will have the chat line open during the Meet the Teacher event, so you can message in questions. And all the instructors would be more than willing to answer any questions you may have regarding classes, materials, whether it's on Zoom or in person. So yeah, you can definitely message in and the questions will be answered. And yay! Okay, great. So thank you for the question. I keep forgetting to mention that you can ask the instructors questions. So thanks for joining me and Marianne this week. And next week, I want to say I'm celebrating hats. So I hope you guys are able to join us to talk about hats next week. So thank you very much, and we'll see you guys later.